What's up, everybody? So it appears that my Conor McGregor versus Khabib post-analysis was pretty popular. I did not expect that video to get over 500 views, to be quite honest, but it seems like in a day it got well over 1,000. People were telling me that it was good, that they enjoyed it, so I'm gonna make more videos like this. I just got word last night that Derrick Lewis, the Black Beast Lewis, is fighting Daniel Cormier for the heavyweight title. Now, I'm actually upset about this, and it's not because I don't like Derrick Lewis. I'm actually a big fan of the Black Beast, and I'm a big fan of Daniel Cormier. But the first thing I have to mention here is why is Stipe Miocic not getting the fucking rematch? I actually am upset. I cannot believe that Stipe Miocic is not getting the fucking rematch. It's like the sky is falling. It's like I wake up one day and water is sand and sand is water. It makes zero sense why Stipe Miocic is not getting the fucking rematch. He's considered the greatest heavyweight of all time. He had 4 title defenses, more than anybody else ever had in the UFC. Right? It was 4, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 3 or 4 defenses, more than Cain Velasquez. And that's what's most important here. He had the most title defenses of any heavyweight champion in history. And not only did he defend the title, but he knocked dudes out. The only guy he didn't finish was Francis Ngannou, who everybody was terrified of. Now, even Derrick Lewis, the challenger for the title, he even admits that he doesn't know why Stipe Miocic is not getting the title shot. He himself can't even figure out why he deserves the title shot when he hasn't even beaten really anybody in the top 5 aside from Alexander Volkov, who he just knocked out in the 3rd round. But before that, he had a terrible fucking fight against Francis Ngannou. They just stood in front of each other, didn't throw a fucking shot. You know, he lost to Mark Hunt. And yeah, he's beat some good names, but in my opinion, the only person who deserves to fight Daniel Cormier for the heavyweight belt is Stipe Miocic. I still am I'm shaking. I can't understand why Stipe Miocic is being denied the title shot. When he defended the belt more than any other heavyweight, yes, he got knocked out in the 1st round, but I really feel like if they fought again, DC and Stipe, I really feel like it would be a different story. Now, if they fought again and if DC still KO'd him or won the decision, fine. I will say though that Derrick Lewis fighting DC is a way better matchup than Brock Lesnar fighting DC, because originally what was going to happen was Brock Lesnar was going to fight DC for the heavyweight title. Let me just say something about Brock Lesnar. He has zero business. I'm not saying he shouldn't fight in the UFC, but he has zero business getting a title shot. He's lost, what, 2 out of his last 3 fights and got popped for steroids. It was either he lost a couple of his last fights and got popped for fucking steroids anyway. How does he deserve to fight for a title? It's obviously for money. Second in line, why does Stipe not get I just can't, dude, I can't fucking believe this shit, that Stipe doesn't get the title shot. He must be so pissed off. But I've said enough, I'm beating a dead horse. Let's talk about the actual matchup. Now the matchup is November 3rd. So that's coming up in that's like 3 weeks out. Who do I think will win? Obviously, Daniel Cormier, I think, is going to win. Derrick Lewis is a skilled brawler. He has a big right hand. He's got big punches. I've watched his fights, and I've never seen him dominate on the ground. Now, Derrick Lewis, that is not a dude you want on top of you, man, because if you watch his fights, he finishes a lot of guys on the ground, like he got Travis Brown. He got him on the ground, beat his fucking chin in. He finished, he dropped Volkov with an overhand right, with a nice 1-2, got him on the ground, pounded him out. Will he be able to do that to DC? Listen, if Derrick Lewis catches DC, DC's most likely going out. Now let's not forget about DC. Something that most people don't realize, at least most casual fans, is that DC was originally a heavyweight. I think he was like 15-0 as a heavyweight. He started his career as a heavyweight in Strikeforce, and then I think he had one heavyweight match. I think he had one heavyweight match in the UFC. I think it was against Frank Mir. I'm pretty sure he won the decision. Then he made his light heavyweight debut against, who was it? Who did he have his light heavyweight debut against? Damn, I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. But Daniel Cormier, the only time he was ever finished was against Jon Jones. As you know, in UFC, I want to say 214, he got caught with a left high kick. He fell down, he got KO'd, he got TKO'd on the ground. That's the only time he's ever been finished. Now, Derrick Lewis has been finished a few times. I've seen it. He got finished by Matt Mitrione. He got knocked out. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. He got finished by Matt Mitrione. He also got finished by Sean Jordan. Sean Jordan's a big old bald-headed, fat old white boy, and he threw a hook kick and knocked out Derrick Lewis with it. You guys can look that up. He also got finished by Mark Hunt. And I'm pretty sure that's it. DC is too well-rounded. He's an Olympic gold medalist wrestler. And a lot of people don't realize, man, DC has good hands. He actually has fast, powerful hands. He has good, solid boxing. Derrick Lewis, as far as I know, his ground game is not very, I'm not saying it's not good, but compared to the heavyweight elite, he's no match for DC. I don't understand why the UFC is giving Derrick Lewis the title shot when Stipe Miocic more than decisively defended the heavyweight belt so many times. He beat some of the best in the world. Not only beat them, but finished them, knocked them out. He knocked out Junior Dos Santos. He knocked out Fabricio Verdum. He knocked out Alistair Overeem. He beat the shit out of Francis Ngannou. And then he fought DC. He got caught with a short right hand because he was being lazy. I believe that what's going to happen in this fight is it's pretty much going to be like what happened when DC fought Volkan Ozdemir. On the same, I don't know if it was the same card, but I actually think it was the same card when Stipe fought Ngannou. DC fought a guy named Volkan Ozdemir. And what happened was in the first round, DC was very, he was cautious of this guy's power, of Ozdemir's power. In the second round, started taking him down, TKO'd him on the ground. I feel like what's going to happen is Derrick Lewis is going to be dangerous for the first round. Well, Derrick Lewis is actually, he's always dangerous. He's always dangerous, no matter what. He's always dangerous. If he catches you with a punch, chances are you're going out. I think DC's too slick. I think he's not stupid. He's not going to stand in front of Derrick Lewis, trade punches with him. Just like when DC fought Anderson Silva at UFC 200. It was a very boring fight, but DC played it smart. He took Anderson Silva to the ground, held him down, he won. Incredibly boring fight, but that was also at 205, and Anderson Silva's not nearly as big and strong as Derrick Lewis. So I think what's going to happen, like I said, DC's going to have to avoid the big power of Derrick Lewis in the first few minutes. I think he is going to get the takedown, and I think he's going to hold him down and TKO him. I'm calling this fight. I'm going to say DC will win the fight by a second round TKO. I could be wrong, but that's my pick, man. If you guys want me to do like another fight analysis, man, I'll be more than happy to. I think the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about the rematch of Jon Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson. I think at UFC 230. I think that's the next when they're fighting. It might even, I actually don't know the card, but they're going to be fighting again, and they fought several years ago for a title shot. Alexander Gustafsson lost Jon Jones, and Jon Jones and Alexander Gustafsson, that was probably Jon Jones' biggest test, aside from DC. But that was a really good back and forth match. I am also picking Jon Jones to beat Alexander Gustafsson, just because I think Gustafsson, well, I'll talk about that in the next video. I could be wrong still. But like I said, Derrick Lewis versus DC, it's fucking bullshit that Derrick Lewis is getting the title shot. And even Derrick Lewis himself even said it was crazy. Even he himself said he doesn't understand why he's getting the title shot, but he is. Is it political correctness? Do they not want to give Stipe the rematch because he's white and they want to give another black guy the opportunity to get the title shot? Maybe that's why. Because the UFC does do a lot of politically correct shit, like put two no-name female fighters as the headlining fight on a fight card when they have way better male fights beneath them. And everybody knows it's true. The UFC does a lot of politically correct shit. That might be why. Now, unless there's something I don't know about, if Stipe is sick, if he's injured, if he wasn't cleared by a doctor to fight, If something's up like that, then I apologize, but I really don't get it. It's fucking ridiculous. I've been sifting through all the MMA news. I've been trying to find anything on Stipe online that says he's sick, he's injured, he wasn't cleared by the doctors or whatever. I can't find anything that says he's not physically or mentally fit to fight. So I am looking forward to the Derrick Lewis DC match. I'm calling DC to win by a first or second round TKO of Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis's cardio is not up to par. His heart, like his actual, like his spirit, I don't think it's enough to beat DC. I think DC's way too seasoned. He's too experienced. His wrestling is far superior to Derrick Lewis's, and his boxing is crisper. Derrick Lewis's boxing is not that crisp compared to DC. He's got big brawler type punches. So again, picking DC to win this fight, man. If you guys want to shoot me an email, you got any questions, any video topics, hey man, email me. nojokestriking@gmail.com. Bitches. Like and share my shit on Facebook, guys. Facebook.com/nojokeHoward, and all that is in the description box below. Peace!